Mindful Life Practice community.
You guys can come to start in a child's pose. So coming down onto your mat, onto your knees, good. And as you arrive into this shape and into your space, take some deep breaths in and out. Just kind of letting yourself arrive in the present moment. Arrive in this posture. So it's day 2 of our 30-day yoga challenge. And we'll kick off today with a really, really nice balanced practice. Using our breath to cue our vinyasa flows. Then dropping into stillness with our yin postures. If you have an intention from or for this morning's practice, feel free to establish it now. If you want to keep going from yesterday, our intention was to be here now. I kind of like that one. So maybe just working with that, be here now. You're going to walk your palms over towards the right, taking a lateral side bend in your child's pose. Breathing into your left rib cage. And then come all the way back through center. And then walk your hands the other way. So your hands are going over to the left now. You're opening up through the right side body. Come all the way back through center. And then let's just slowly start to make our way up into a tabletop. And we're going to move through a spinal twist. A little bit of a shoulder opener. So let's take our left arm up towards the sky, big breath in. And then thread your left arm underneath your right, landing onto the left cheek. One more breath. And then come all the way back through center. Twist the opposite way, so your right hand lifts all the way up. And then your right arm threads under, landing onto the right cheek, the right shoulder. Then come all the way back, both hands on the mat, and then bring yourself through some cat-cow flows. Inhaling, the heart opens, chin lifts. Exhaling, curl the spine, tuck the chin. Take one more round. And then come back into neutral. Walk your hands forward. We're gonna take a puppy pose. So your arms land on the mat and your chin lands or your forehead lands. Then walk your hands back. Come all the way back into a table. Extend your right leg behind you. Bring your left arm to lift, so both arms are floating. Sorry, the arm and the leg. Navel drawing in. Take an inhale with everything extended. And then exhale, take your elbow in to meet your knee. 3 more, breath in. And then breath out. 2 more, inhale. And then exhale. Taking 1 more breath in. And then 1 more breath out. And then when you inhale, extend again. Land your left palm. Turn your left toes off the side of the mat. Take an inhale as you slowly reach your right arm up towards the sky. So it's like a half moon pose on the knee. And then we're gonna land onto the right foot and come to upright. So you're landing onto the outer edge of the right foot. You're firmly pressing through the foot. Gaze over the left shoulder. And then land your right palm on your right outer edge of your leg as you lift your left arm up. Extend into the left side body. Take a few deep breaths. And then slowly work your way all the way back around. Land both palms. Tuck your left toes. Lift your right leg all the way up and back, coming into a 3-legged dog. Bend through your right knee and then just circle through the right hip. And then extend your right leg all the way back up. Land your right foot on the mat. Take a few deep breaths in your down dog. And then bend through your knees, gaze forward. Let's just step our feet up to meet our hands. Finding yourself in a forward fold. Taking an inhale, half lift. Take an exhale, fold. And then inhale, circle all the way up to stand. Reach through your arms. Bring your palms into heart center and connect your thumbs to your heartbeat and take a few deep breaths. And then we're going to take that flow on the opposite side. Inhale, sweep your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale, lower. Before we do that, let's come into a vinyasa. So stepping the feet back. Moving through your variation of vinyasa, your knees can be lowered or lifted. Coming all the way back up to your down dog. Take a few deep breaths. And then land onto the knees, come into your table, and then we'll take the opposite side. So left leg is gonna extend, right arm is gonna extend. Finding your balance. Reaching from the heel all the way to the fingertips. Taking 3. Taking 2. On 1, keep that big long inhale. And then exhale, elbow to knee. 3 more. 2 more. And then 1 more. And then inhale, extend. Land your right palm. Take your right toes off the side of the mat. Lift your left arm up towards the sky. And then land your left foot, lifting all the way up into kind of like a modified warrior 2. And just gaze over your fingertips. We will inhale, reverse the warrior, expand through the right side body. Left fingertips land on the left leg. And then windmill palms to the mat. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, lift up with the left leg, take some circles. Hear a little bit of crickle crackle, extend through the left leg. And then just land your left foot back on the mat. This time, let's walk our hands back to meet our feet. So we're coming to the back of the mat. And grip your palms to opposite elbows. Let your head and neck dangle. Let everything go. And then release your grip. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle your palms all the way up overhead. And then take your palms into your heart center. Thumbs connect to your heartbeat. Few deep breaths. Inhale, sweep your arms up towards the sky, upward mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Let's take 3 half sun salutations. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. You got it. And then inhaling, coming all the way up to stand. Take your palms into heart center. Take 2 more of these flows, moving with your own breath. Inhale, hands up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. This time we're going to walk our palms all the way forward to a plank. Move through a vinyasa flow. And then bring ourselves up to our down dog. Right leg lifts up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Draw your right knee in, step your right foot between your palms. And then let's take a few rocks and rolls. Forward and back. Before landing onto your left knee. And then inhale your arms up overhead. And then just reach through the arms as you soften through the shoulders. Let's open our goalpost arms wide. And then take the right arm underneath the left. Maybe bringing your hands to high five. Or gripping opposite shoulders. And then lean back through the heart, coming into a bit of a back bend. Slowly unwind, lifting both arms up, inhaling. And then exhale, land both palms. Leave your left palm where it is. Breathe your right arm up towards the sky. And then come into your variation of this twist. So you might land the palm on the sacrum, maybe coming into a quad stretch. Being gentle and going easy as it's first thing in the morning. You don't need to push so hard. And then release your left foot, take your right palm forward, and then just walk your fingertips back as you lengthen over the right leg. And can you stay here for 3 breaths, inhaling and then exhaling. Walk your hands forward, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, step your right foot back to meet your left, move through your vinyasa, all the way up to your down dog. Opposite side, left leg inhales. Draw your left knee in, step your left foot between your palms. You can use your hand to get it there. Wake up the hips by rocking forward and back. And then land onto your right knee. Inhale your arms up. And then we're gonna open into eagle on this side. So open your arms up. It should be left arm underneath the right. Maybe the hands are high-fiving together. Lean your heart into a back bend. And then slowly unwind, inhaling your arms up. Exhale your hands down. Leave your right palm where it is. Spiral your left arm up towards the sky, taking it into a twist. And then option 1, hand on sacrum. Option 2, quad stretch. Releasing your right foot, take your left palm forward. Walk your fingertips back as you lengthen over the left leg, and let's take a few breaths. And walk your hands forward, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step back to your plank, holding your plank. Nice job. Okay, so we are going to take one more kind of active standing flow before we drop into stillness in our yin, okay? So maybe just shift back to down dog, maybe taking a vinyasa flow. Nice. Cool. From your down dog, take your right leg up towards the sky. Big inhale. Draw your right knee into your chest. Hold it here. Core plank. 3, 2. And then on 1, take a big step forward with your right foot. Land onto your left heel. Inhale all the way up into a warrior 1. And then let's do the same thing as we did in the low lunge. Open the arms, open into goalpost. Take your right arm underneath your left. Eagle arms. Nice. See if you can come into warrior 3 with your eagle arms. And then can you tilt up to stand, taking your left knee with you, crossing your left thigh on top of the right. Maybe tucking the toes, finding the middle. And then inhale, unwind, sweep everything up, tilt back, step your left foot all the way back, bringing yourself into a warrior 2. And when we reverse the warrior this time, we're gonna lean back and see if you can wrap your left arm around your body and hook in your right hip, and then reach your right arm up behind you, taking a few deep breaths into the right side body. And then come all the way to upright, lengthen through your right leg. Walk your left foot in. Reach forward with the right arm. Clock your right arm alongside your right leg. So if you're okay with this bind, stay with it. It's just a different way of approaching the pose. And then if you want to take that half moon, shifting weight onto your right foot, right fingertips, lifting back for 3, for 2, and then 1, unwind, land your left palm. You're going to bend at the right knee, step all the way back, 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 coming into a low lunge, and then land onto the left knee. We're inhaling back into our vinyasa, and then we're exhaling, forward folding. Walk your fingertips back as you lengthen over the right leg. We're all the way back now in our Hanumanasana. Take a few breaths. Has anything shifted or moved over the course of this practice? Have you created more space? Feel into it. Walk your hands forward. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Let's take one twisted, one side plank. Taking your right arm all the way up, rolling onto the outer edge of the left foot, stepping your right foot back, getting really, really strong in the core. 3, 2, and then 1 to land the right palm, vinyasa, all the way up into your down dog. Bend through the knees, gaze forward, hopper step, feet up to meet the hands. Let's just come into a little squat. Pressing hands together, getting into the hips. And then I will give you an option here if you do want to come into a crow pose of Bakasana, go ahead. I don't feel like it. It's super early in the morning, so I'm just gonna chill. Nice. Take one more breath. And then come meet us back in this squat if you went up to the crow. Nice, you got it. Let's land onto the bottom and then just lift the arms up, lift the legs up, coming into your Navasana. Nice. You're gonna hinge back and lower for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And then on 1, lower back. Let's take one little back bend, stepping your feet in, planting your palms, lifting your hips up, taking your bridge, rolling your shoulder blades under. And then release your hands, slowly lower each and every vertebrae one at a time on the mat. Last thing that lands is the hips. Take your hands onto the backs of your thighs. Do some nice rocks and rolls. We're gonna see if we can rock and roll all the way up into a chair pose without even touching the ground. Can you do that? Nice, beautiful. And if you touch the ground, it's okay. You're still good at yoga. One more breath. Release forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, lower. Make your way back to down dog. If you would like to vinyasa, go ahead. One last flow on the opposite side. So left leg lifts up, big stretch, 3-legged dog. Draw your left knee in, step your left foot between your palms, land onto your right heel. Inhale all the way up into a warrior 1. Open your arms. This time it is your left arm underneath your right. And if you're feeling confident, trusting onto your left foot, shifting forward, warrior 3 with the wrapped up arms. Tilting up to stand. Cross your right knee over top of the left. Maybe you hook the toes. And then unwind everything. Lifting all the way back, back, back. Bend through the left knee. Step your right foot all the way back. Bring yourself into that warrior 2 now. And then to reverse the warrior, we'll reach back, wrap the right arm around the side body. Send some deep breaths into the left side rib cage. And then lift all the way back up, lengthen through your left leg, walk your right foot in a tiny bit, reach forward with the left arm alongside left leg. Find your Trikonasana. If the right arm is okay, hooked where it is, just leave it. And then if you want to shift weight onto your left foot, your left fingertips, go ahead. Ardha Chandrasana, one of my favorite poses. Unwind, land your right palm, walk your fingertips back, lift your legs, stand and split, 3, 2. And then on 1, just take a big long step back with the right foot. Landing onto the right knee. Inhaling all the way up into your low lunge, just a breath. And then hinge forward. Walk your palms back as you lengthen over the left leg, taking 3 rounds of breath. And then let's take that side plank on the opposite side. So tuck your right toes, plant your right palm, take your left arm up towards the sky, step back, holding your side plank, 3, 2, and then 1. Move through your vinyasa flow. Last one. And then we're gonna make our transition. So you're gonna land through your knees, sit your hips back on your heels, rest your forehead, coming into your balasana or your child's pose. So this is the posture that we started our practice with this morning. And we're exactly halfway through at this point. So we'll use this posture as a transition to transition from our yang to our yin. To transition from our active to our more passive. So check in with yourself right now. How are you feeling at this moment? Has anything shifted or settled within your body, within your brain? Are you eager for the yin, or are you more in a yang mode? There's no right or wrong. Just take note of it. And then slowly start to kind of walk your way up to seated. So the first pose we're gonna take, it's Supta Virasana, it's hero pose. And first of all, it's a quad stretch. If it's too intense for your knees, if it doesn't sit quite right, you can also just come onto your navel and take a quad stretch in this way, like kicking your foot back, pressing your palm into your heel. So this is like a bit of a less intense version, okay? What we're gonna do is come onto our bottoms. If it works for your knees, let me move my bolster to the side. Having a pillow nearby can be nice, by the way. So your knees come together, your feet go apart, and then you're gonna use your hands to kind of spread your calves so your bottom lands in between your feet, okay? This is quite an intense pose for the knees, and it's not for everyone, which is why I kind of avoid teaching it in my classes, because I'm afraid of injury or people feeling discouraged. But you guys are all regulars, you guys have all finished. I think most of you have done the 30-day yoga challenge. So I know that you guys are confident and you know your bodies and you know when to back off. So if you're okay here, if this is enough for you, you can stay upright. I have a bit more space in my quads, and so I don't quite feel this stretch. And so I come all the way into Supta Virasana, and I am gonna put a pillow today. But you might come down onto the elbows, and that might be enough. Or maybe you come all the way onto your back. And if this is too much, you can also do one leg at a time, extending one leg out and then switching the other way. And so we are going to be here for about 3 minutes. So remember the principles of Yin Yoga. You have to find your edge. Stay a while. Commit to stillness. We're here for about 2 more minutes. Trying to be okay with this discomfort. Knowing that we're not going to be here forever. Take about 5 more breaths where you are. And then slowly start to come all the way up, peeling your way all the way back. Coming off of your heels out of that hero. And then let's just stretch out into a mini rebound. So a mini shavasana, extending the legs. How good does that feel? Slowly start to make your way up out of that rebound. And then the second pose that we're going to take, it's a heart opener. It's Sphinx pose. So I'm going to have my bolster in front of me. You can also use a pillow. And then you're going to come onto your mat. And then I'm going to just place this underneath my navel. Maybe not exactly my navel, more like my rib cage, just to support myself. And then place your elbows onto the mat. Send your gaze forward. If this isn't quite enough for you, if you want something deeper, you can place your palms onto the mat and lift up into your full Sphinx. Or sorry, not full Sphinx, full seal. But just be aware that we are going to be here for 3 minutes, so I'm going to stay a little lower. So it's quite a long hold to sustain something so deep. I want to share with you a quote from Meditations from the Mat. I read this last night for people that were in that class, so you've already heard it before. It felt super relevant to us beginning our 30-day challenge, or midway through our 90 or our 60-day challenge, wherever we are. He says, letting go of our pain, it's not an overnight affair, but the process quickly gains momentum. It's a little like water moving through a hole in a dam. First, there is just a trickle, then a small flow, and then before you know it, there is a torrent. This part of this process. It's in the trickle stage. That is when you see the most dramatic courage, the thrilling movement, and the change. It is the addict's first few moments of sobriety, the person leaving their marriage for good, the 40-something business person leaving a job and going to medical school. It's picking up the pieces after a great loss. It's trying again after a bitter failure. And this is the time when you find out who your friends are and what a friend really is. Later, once the flow's been established, the work changes. And now the challenge is staying in green and fresh, remaining established in the beginner's mind. Pratyahara is right down there at ground zero, in the field where heroes are made. It's our first steps into the light. And the remaining limbs on the 8-limb path, they're about maintenance and growth. But Pratyahara, it's about beginnings. Take one more breath. And then slowly just lower down, maybe resting your forehead. Allowing that pose to wash over you. And then slowly just come up. We have one more pose today before our Shavasana. And this pose is going to accomplish for us two things. We're going to stretch into the soles of the feet. We're also going to stretch into the neck, the trapezius muscles. So what you're going to do is you're going to tuck your toes under, sit your hips back on your heels. So being aware that we are going to be here for a while, probably about 4 minutes, 2 minutes on each side. So if it doesn't work for your knees or your toes, feel free to just sit normally. It's all good. And then you're going to leave your left hand for now on your left thigh. You're going to drop your right shoulder down towards your right, drop your right earlobe down towards your right shoulder. And then take your right palm, place it over your left side of the head. And then decide what you're doing with the left arm. It can be rooted, it can be open towards the side. Just have one more minute on this side. Give yourself 2 more breaths. Then bring that head all the way back up through center, feeling that out. Then I'm gonna untuck the toes. I'm just gonna come back onto my heels for the second side. If you wanna stay up there on your toes, go ahead. I need a little break. So dropping your left earlobe down towards your left shoulder, taking your left palm as an anchor, and then deciding the depth you wanna move your right hand. One more minute here. Give it 2 more breaths. And then take your head all the way back up through center, chin to chest. Take some rocks from side to side. And then just bringing your head all the way back to center. If there's any last movements that would seal your yoga practice well, maybe a little twist, a little side bend stretch, feel free to take it. And then you can decide how you want to finish. Usually in the morning classes, when I used to teach 6 a.m., all the way back in Canada 6 years ago, I would tell people to take a meditation at the end, not Shavasana. I think it was my own issue with being afraid of falling asleep. It's really up to you guys. I know Maureen, it's nighttime, so Shavasana is probably better suited to her. I want to share with you a poem I came across probably on Instagram. Keep loving through the violence. Keep loving through the hate. Keep loving through the silence. Keep loving through debate. Keep loving through confusion. Keep loving through regret. Keep loving through the madness. Keep loving through the mess. Keep loving through forgiveness. Keep loving through the threats. Keep loving through indifference. Keep loving through distress. Keep loving through the changes. Keep loving through the death. Keep loving until loving is the only thing that's left. All that I know is I'm breathing, and all we can do is keep breathing. And all that I know is I'm breathing now. Now. Now, and all that I know is I'm breathing now. Give your body a way to wake up. Making your way into maybe a little ball or whatever. Nice. You can come up to join us in a seated shape. Taking your palms to your heart center. Lengthening up through the spine, softening the shoulders. And if you want to join for an Om sound, we will inhale, exhale, and then inhale through to make an Om. So taking a breath in And then a breath out. And a breath in. Thank you so much for sharing the space and the practice this morning. May we all be happy, be healthy, and be free. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace. Namaste.
The Mindful Life Practice Community.